You've probably heard the name Ted Bundy. You know he was charming, you know he was dangerous. But here's what most people never say out loud. His friends described him as the kind of man you'd want your sister to marry, not a monster, a neighbor, a coworker, a date. That's not a horror story detail. That's a diagnostic. This video is about the real tactics psychopaths use to earn your trust completely, not the Hollywood version, the actual psychological mechanics, backed by research, documented in case files, and operating right now in your relationships, your workplace, and your social circle. Most people believe they'd recognize one. They picture cold, dead eyes, erratic behavior, aggression. They think manipulation announces itself. It doesn't. It looks warm. It looks generous. It looks like the most genuine, present, attentive person you've ever encountered. And by the time you realize something was wrong, it's already done. I'm going to break down 4 specific tactics psychopaths use to build trust: calculated vulnerability, mirroring, love bombing, and manufactured empathy. By the end of this, you won't just understand the theory, you'll know exactly what to watch for, and why even intelligent, careful people never catch it in time. Let's start with the one that surprises people most: calculated vulnerability. We're taught that vulnerability is proof of honesty. When someone admits a weakness, our guard drops. It feels like evidence that they're real, that they're safe. Psychopaths understand this better than anyone. Ted Bundy didn't lure his victims with confidence or dominance. He lured them with helplessness. He wore a fake arm sling. He walked with crutches. He asked women, specifically women, to help him carry things to his car. He manufactured the appearance of need, and it worked. Every single time. Sit with that for a moment. His most effective weapon wasn't his looks, it wasn't his words, it was a prop, a strip of fabric wrapped around a perfectly functional arm. Here's the psychology Bundy had figured out that most people never do. The moment you feel like the one with power in an interaction, you stop asking questions. Your brain shifts from evaluation mode into assistance mode. You're no longer assessing the situation. You're solving it. And while you're busy feeling capable and kind, you're completely open. He didn't stumble onto this. Bundy majored in psychology and law, not out of academic interest, but to build a toolkit. He was studying the science of human trust so he could dismantle it on demand. He wasn't naturally charming in some inexplicable way. He was educated in exactly how people work, and he practiced. That's not a monster driven by impulse. That's a strategist with a methodology. Calculated vulnerability gets them through the door, but to stay inside your trust, they need something more sophisticated. Mirroring. You meet someone. Within minutes, they seem to share your values, your humor, your entire way of seeing the world. They finish your thoughts. They reference the exact things you care about. It feels like recognition, like you've finally found someone who gets it. It's not recognition, it's reconnaissance. Psychopaths are exceptionally skilled observers. Before they engage with you directly, they've already been studying you, cataloging what you respond to, noting what makes you lean in versus pull back, identifying the shape of who you want to be seen as. Then they reflect it back with precision. What you see in that reflection is a version of yourself, and we are neurologically wired to trust what feels familiar. Bernie Madoff did this at civilizational scale. He didn't simply steal money, he constructed an identity. He made his investors feel like members of an exclusive community of people who understood something the rest of the world didn't. He mirrored their values, sophistication, wealth, discernment. He made them feel genuinely seen. They handed him $65 billion. Not because they were foolish, because they felt understood. Here's what the research confirms and why it should unsettle you. Studies found that men with the highest levels of psychopathic traits were rated as significantly more genuine and trustworthy than ordinary people. Not equally genuine, more genuine. When they are actively trying to deceive you, they come across as more authentic than an honest person would. Read that again. More authentic than an honest person. That's not a social quirk. That's a structural advantage. And it means the instincts you've been told to rely on, Your read on people, your gut, are exactly the mechanism being exploited. Love bombing. This is the tactic that sets everything else in motion, and it's the one that leaves people most